Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Ego on Break. I'm your host, Dynamite J. Andrews. Got the Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, sitting over to my left. And today we're going to talk wrestling. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've watched, some things that maybe we haven't watched but we've heard about, and maybe just a couple clips that are going viral online. So sit back, hang out, and enjoy the trip. So MLW?
MLW, yeah.
I did watch this week's episode of MLW, or last week's episode, however you want to look at it, but very good, I thought. I definitely give it the old thumbs up. So another successful event. It was the second takeover by Selena de la Renta.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very cool. I liked some of the stuff they did in it. I'm not gonna say I loved everything, but I definitely give it a thumbs up as something I'd watch again.
Every match, I had no problem with any of it.
Yeah. I mean, I liked the setup with not letting Callihan and Manser into the venue, as they were scheduled in the main event to be in a loser leaves MLW match. They had just started tagging, but this was her way of getting rid of at least one of her problems.
Yeah.
So very good job, very good story told. I like how she had hired people to not let them into the building, so that was kind of fun.
See me running into the wall.
But I don't know if they have, if their name was announced before or not, because I haven't watched the last few episodes. But Callihan called them the Midwest Mega Powers, which I thought was a super cool name. So that was like, I guess that was
Manser?
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, the mid.
Well, they did keep doing the Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage shake.
Yeah. So the Midwest Mega Powers, I think, does have a cool ring to it. So I don't know how Midwest Bucksnort, Tennessee is, but we can go with it for the sake of it being a good name.
I'm not sure where the hell Bucksnort is.
But it's got to be in the Midwest, huh?
It's in Tennessee. That's what I know.
But overall, I thought it was good. The show opened up with first match being Ray Horace versus Flamita.
Yeah,
is that right? Sure. So what'd you think of that match?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was reminiscent of We Do Everything and kick out of it, but it was Lucha Libre style, so that's where I took it. I try to look at Lucha Libre differently than I do American.
Right.
Because they work a completely different style than us, but I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah. Very cool. We got to see Flamita win, and he's going to be signing on with MLW after the summer. So he said he has a tour of Japan, and then after that he will be in MLW more often. So that's kind of cool. Then we got Low Key and Ricky Martinez.
That match was way better than I thought it was going to be.
It was a super good match. My only complaint was
the finish.
No. My complaint was in kind of the setup when she was talking about how she was going to send him out to finish off Low Key. And I like Ricky Martinez. Like, he's definitely a guy I want to get in Ego eventually. But he's won 2 out of 10 matches. So why would you pick him to go after him? You know what I mean? Like,
I guess LA Park was busy in AAA.
Yeah. I mean, I get why he needed to beat somebody. I get all that kind of stuff. But I think if you're going to really get rid of him, and you know how dangerous he is because he was just your top guy, and you're producing the show, you're making the matches, why didn't you stack the odds against him? Why wouldn't it, Ricky Martinez and 2 more people or something, if
you watch the show here lately, I think they've kind of diminished on her teams here lately. There isn't very many people she's had with her.
Yeah.
And Ricky's really the only one they've showed repeatedly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's still got the, the La Parka duo.
Well, I got that, but that's what I'm saying. If they're booked in AAA or wherever.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're the evil bad guy and you're going to take out your enemy, why are you going to book him against one? Like, why not stack the odds against Low Key?
Because that's the dude that's available to be booked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have booked 12 jobbers,
No, I would have just built him up a little bit better to face off.
Yeah, or something.
They did go into the...
But it was a heck of a match. I mean, a really good match. And you spoke on the finish. And the end of the match, I really didn't like it at first.
That's the only part I didn't like.
It grew on me. Like, I just wished it would have been a little more
If he would have kicked him and knocked him out,
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
But the clothesline, I didn't like it.
But now it was almost set up like it was a accidental blow. So to me, that helped a little bit because they were like, "Did he hit him with a clothesline, an elbow, a fist? What did he hit him? Well, all we know, he ran into him."
I rewound. He hit him with a clothesline.
But it wasn't even a really good clothesline. You know what I mean?
That's
So
why I had a problem.
But the overall idea of it being a knockout, I kind of dug.
Well, look, he's done it before in real life.
So,
You know.
very cool. Really dug the idea. I just think it was horribly executed.
Yeah.
Unless they were going for the, oh my God, it was an accidental blow or something. But why would you do that?
But if you watch Martinez sail into the knockout, that was probably part of a killer too.
Yeah.
He kind of did the Ric Flair face bump. So.
Yes. And then we got a shot of the Dynasty making fun of Teddy Hart for making his own clothes. And
Evidently can't stay out of jail and breeding cats.
Yeah. Yeah, the dude said, how does he make his own clothes when he's so busy breeding cats and being in jail? So that was pretty funny.
And then I was going to bring this up a little later, but I know it happened, and it does kind of involve that. But I'd read where, and I've seen where, Davey Boy Smith is possibly leaving MLW, and he did leave New Japan.
Oh, yeah?
And so that may kill their little Hart Foundation thing.
Yeah, it could be.
And I don't know if he's going to leave MLW, but I do know he left New Japan.
Why?
Just said he felt like he was getting stagnant there, and he wanted to change.
Yeah, okay. He's probably going back to All Japan then. So
Possible. Or he may just go to MMA. You know, he's been doing that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't. But I mean, that does got a little bit to do with that. So if you that all of a sudden kind of come to a halt, that might be a reason.
Right. But yeah, so then we go to our main event, which was the Loser Leaves MLW, and Jim Cornette made a good observation. He says it has to be Loser Leaves MLW because MLW is in a bunch of different towns, so it can't be a Loser Leaves town match.
Yeah, that place is everywhere. I wish it'd come to Mississippi.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, we got cool entrance. Mansour comes out and he goes back and he brings out the trash can, and then Sami comes out and he
spit on
probably the moment of the whole show is when he spit water on Cornette, and
Cornette grabbed his damn racket.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is a work or what. I said, but this is awesome.
It was good TV.
It
for sure.
added to the match. It really did.
So Cornette's like, oh, if Mansour crippled him, I'd give him $5,000.
And like it made the calling of the match better. Just everything was good.
Well, what it did, it gave the commentators somebody to boo.
Yeah, and more.
You know what I mean? Like, that's one of my big complaints about MLW is you're a good guy or a bad guy depending on who your opponent is. So you're not always a bad guy, you're not always a good guy. And I know that's kind of more of a changing of the times, and in some cases I think it fits, but when everybody does it, to me it just loses value. Like I want to get emotional. I want to boo somebody, I want to cheer somebody, you know, I want to like you because you're a bad guy, I want to hate you because you're a baby face, whatever your thing is. But if I can't like you or hate you because you keep flip-flopping, like, I don't know, man, like it just bothers me. But I do believe in some of that because I do believe a good guy can be a bad person just depending on what day he wakes up.
Callihan felt to me more like a tweener than anybody.
Well, they
I've
all
seen
tweeners, you know what I mean? So
well, Mansour's not. Like Mansour's straight face.
But yeah, so overall, I mean, they beat the crap out of each other all over the building. At one point, Cornette goes, "Is this Tupelo?"
I love. Yes, I heard they referenced the Tupelo concession stand.
Yes, I thought that was kind of cool.
He poured the hot sauce in his mouth and he spit it on him.
I really dug, that, it's just an acknowledgement that there's a ton of stuff happens in Mississippi that people don't give credit. That was a legendary brawl, that Tupelo concession stand brawl, but just acknowledging it is really cool. But I think the moment of the match came when Callihan stapled Mansour's tongue to a door.
Yes.
That was pretty brutal, pretty vicious, pretty gruesome. Pretty whatever
nasty.
You want to put in front of that.
Nasty.
So, I think all adjectives work there.
And when he popped it away, you see the pool of blood from his tongue. So it's very cool.
I think Sami did a really good job of staying credible even in defeat, because he took his finish and kicked out on like half. I don't think he made it to a 1, and then he beat him with the door some more, and then put it against his head and gave the finish against the. So that was cool.
I liked that he had stapled the dollars to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Won't you just give up?"
Yeah, that was cool.
They did a lot of building in that match.
Right. It was a good way to do a brawl. Like, I had to give both guys a lot of compliments, because I overall enjoyed it. And sometimes I don't enjoy brawls because they're great live, but just watching they're not that good. But it was enough
felt
of it.
like I was there.
Yeah,
that's how good.
I mean, they filmed a lot of it, better than you do normally. Like I think they had planned.
That reminded me of like Benoit and Sullivan and WCW in the bathroom. I mean, it was that good to me.
Yeah, but overall it was really good. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I watched Being the Elite, this latest episode.
I got some to watch.
It's real cool. Like, I don't know if there was any really like high spots of the episode, other than they unveiled who the mystery opponent was, and the 6-man. It was going to be Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Lucha Brothers and a mystery opponent.
Yeah, I know.
The mystery opponent is Laredo Kid.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool. They did some to build Guerrera and as kind of a, I want to say MJF like, where he's just kind of an obnoxious prick. And they did it at the expense of the friend. I forgot his name, so I guess Guerrero may be onto something. But Cutler, Brandon Cutler.
I'm lost, bro. I ain't watched it yet.
So it was cool with that, and they did really cool highlighting how big of an event that show was in Mexico, where they went and defended the titles at. They did like an aerial shot of like all the building and the cars and all the people lined up, and scanned the crowd that was waiting outside, and then they did a time lapse of like the building being set up and then filled up and then the show happening.
Yeah.
And when Lucha Brothers, this is a spoiler, when Lucha Brothers defeated them for the titles,
you knew it was coming. Come on, man.
You did, but holy smokes, the building exploded.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like Road Warrior pop loud. Like, it was super loud. So, just goes to show you, just because we don't know that wrestling's everywhere and it's big, like we think WWE is the be-all, end-all.
I don't think that, dude.
People do, in general.
People do, but I'm not one of them.
But holy smokes, man, like that was a huge crowd. So I don't know if they do that all the time. I mean, this could have been their WrestleMania. I have no idea, because I don't keep up with it.
Well, you think about it, they lost the belts, God, I can't remember how many months ago. And it really wasn't that long ago. But for them, it was, because of the fact they lost them to some gringos. Yep. And they got them back from the gringos, and
it was good, though, man. It was really good. But overall, that episode was really cool.
And that's, what promotion is that? I can't remember.
AAA.
That's what I thought. Okay.
AAA.
Well, maybe it was at that same show where the girl I was telling you, there's a women's match going on, and she screws up and gets too close to the fan. She has her back to it. Dude reaches out. He never grabbed a boob or anything, but he grabbed her waist. Yeah. And the other girl comes up and whops her. And like...
It hits the
girl, yeah. But people are like, this fan groped this woman. And I'm just like, he did. He put his hands on her. You're not supposed to touch anybody. But you see people do this all the time. But he put his arm around her. Well, I mean... So that's become a big controversy.
But here's the thing.
Should you touch people?
Well, here's the thing, though. When you have wrestlers that will feed you to the crowd and go, hey, hold him.
I agree.
And let me hit him. Well, you're telling them it's okay to do it. Well, just because you wanted them to do it doesn't... You know what I mean? Like, the crowd has a hard time, figuring out what do they want me to do and what they don't want me to do. And if I'm not supposed to do it, but you tell me to do it, then I think it's okay to do.
Yeah, nobody told this dude to do nothing. She just got close and he grabbed.
But how many times have you seen two wrestlers brawling?
But they also usually go, hey.
But again...
But you don't touch nobody, dude.
Right, but if I've done held 5 guys, if me and you have wrestled 5 times, every time we come out there, you make me hold somebody, and then the 6th time you don't do it and the guy grabs me, don't be mad at him. You've done told him 5 times it was okay to put your hands on a wrestler. Like, that's my whole complaint about the hidden wrestler in the crowd jumping the rail and coming into the ring was, how do they know that's not okay? You know what I mean? Like, if one fan can jump the ring, jump the rail and get in the ring and be okay and be part of the show, why can't the second fan?
I've never
Well, if I
told
can
anybody,
hold the girl in one match, why can't I hold the girl in the second match?
Well, like I said, that's between them and them.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like
there was another
wrestlers,
scenario over the weekend.
wrestlers bring the crowd too close to the ring and get them involved too much. So
they've let the fans become more than what the fans.
That's what I'm saying. Like
there was another situation where a guy, he's arguing with a fan. He comes behind the barrier
and
the fan knocked his ass out. So I'm like, okay, well, see, here's again, you're crossing the border. You stepped over the line. Basically, if you're a fan, don't touch people in the middle of a match because you might get smoked.
Yeah. But that's my thing.
But the girl said she didn't even realize it happened until she got to the back and somebody told her. And when she watched the video, she's like, "That's uncalled for. I didn't tell him to fucking touch me." So,
but again, like when other wrestlers are saying, "Here, hold this guy," you know what I mean? You can't tell them it's right one time, wrong the next. You know, it's just like speeding.
Right.
Because you get away with speeding doesn't mean it's okay. You know.
Yeah, but you got a homeboy like attacking Brett. You don't know what kind of nuts in the audience.
But how many times have you seen the wrestler hit out of the crowd?
I'm not that booker, bro. I've never told anybody to book that.
Like I hate that stuff.
Because you don't know when somebody, you know, hey, just because you got a luchador mask on, don't mean you're a luchador, you know.
But overall, like, hey, let's. It's a good thing she wasn't groped, and it was more he was just trying to be part of the show. So that's a plus.
Well, the funny part is, well, it's not really funny. It's just, I guess, a way to make the guy look more guilty. The picture that's going around is he's like right here and his hand's at his crotch. Well, he was fisting a curve up.
Yeah.
But it looks like he groped her. And I'm just like, no.
Well, you got to get that hit.
I saw the actual video, and he kind of got her waist.
All right. Another thing that I saw floating around the internet, did you see, and I'm assuming this was somewhere in Mexico, the guy dove off like the lighting barricade?
Yeah, it was the same match.
Okay, and landed on the guy, but then like power drove himself?
Yeah, it was
and like it took
Lucha
forever.
Underground, the superhero guy.
Oh, okay,
damn it, I know his name and I can't think
of it. But it took him forever to fall. Like I counted like 4 seconds.
Yeah,
it was like
over 20-something.
2, 3, 4 DDT.
Yeah. And like they said, he had done it before from a similar height, and it wasn't so bad because they were in the ring. But this time they were on the floor, and guess what's on the floor? Concrete. Yeah, brain damage, necks.
Well, has anybody heard if was he okay?
Evidently he's cool. He got him finished the damn match.
Okay, well I only saw the little clip, so and I didn't go watch it. I watched it 3 or 4 times. Aerostar, that's him.
Yeah, he got up, finished the match, and I'm just like, dude, that's all right, New Jack.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. So.
The unnecessary bumps is getting unreal. I watched the match with Ibushi and.
Crap. Or the suplex on the edge of the ring.
And like he said at one point, like he literally couldn't see.
Yeah.
Like, when does enough become enough? I mean,
when you die,
why not just leave it in the ring, bro?
Shibata. When you do this stuff and you get brain damage and you can't wrestle anymore.
And it's become. And think about this with that spot. And I'm sorry, you can get mad. I don't care who does, but the edge apron spot. Everybody does it now.
Yep.
And their whole thing is like, it's the most dangerous and hardest part of the ring. And I'm like, okay, but y'all hit 9,000 moves on it, and it's never the finish of a match.
So is it really the hardest part of the ring?
Can't be. Y'all done sold it so that it's not.
Well,
it doesn't mean anything.
Wrestling has gotten away from this is, and again, wrestling hurts. You can pretend it don't all you want. Wrestling hurts. But when you do it and go, oh well, I'll deal with that in 10 years. Eventually, you kill the fact that it hurts. You know what I mean?
Too bad your body don't.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like you got to do a little more protecting. It's all about it's a dance, it's a show, it's an art form. And I think this is why guys like Jim Cornette and them get mad is because like you're killing it
by kicking out everything.
Yeah, but you're killing it and it's killing you when you're not even making it like it's killing you. You're like, okay, well, power bombed on the concrete. Well, I may not be able to walk tomorrow, but I've got to kick out at 1 because, So I think that's why they get mad. And I understand that. Like, there's a fine line between evolving and just making a mockery of it. And I think sometimes we flirt with that line too far on the mockery side.
I believe that 100%.
And I mean, I'm the guy that likes slow motion wrestling. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
but
I've never seen anybody get paralyzed with slow motion wrestling.
exactly.
Yeah, these guys are taking more and more risk.
Right.
And it really, WWE, they're so packed with people, they could give a damn unless you jump off the Empire State Building and survive.
Right.
It's not impressing anybody no more.
Well, the thing
you're
is,
wasting your time.
when you see them do it, like, this is like, if they're falling off the Titantron through, a bunch of tables and stuff, there's gimmicks under there. There's, they're trying to protect you. You do it at a show in front of 100 people, well, there's concrete under there. You know what I mean? Like, you can't copy what you see on TV. I mean, no more than I can, we can take this car and Dukes of Hazzard over a bridge. Like,
where I've seen people have really good wrestling matches, and they get more cheers than the idiot jumping out of the damn stairs.
Yep.
If you watch the wrestling and people are cheering the wrestling, why do that? Is it because you can't wrestle?
Right. Well, I think it's just like we get too caught up in trying to go viral.
I'm not. I mean, but I care less. I mean, everybody sees the viral crap, but here's the thing: virals are a couple seconds long.
Yep.
I mean, you're forgotten.
Injuries are forever.
Yeah.
But hey guys, let us know what you think about the controversy of what's too much, and do we break that do we cross that line too much? Let us know in the comment section. We'd really like to know your opinion. But next Ego event coming up, Collins, Mississippi. It is in, I believe, July the 12th, but don't quote me on that date. Check our Facebook page, and you will get that date in a definite position, or you get confirmation on the date. I guess I'm getting tongue-tied. But Battle Zone versus Ego, the promotion that was versus the promotion that is. So we're definitely going to battle it out for Mississippi and see who comes out topped. If you're an Ego fan, support Ego by wearing Ego shirts, bringing signs, sit together, like, show your support, and let's make this kind of a us versus them. Let's make it a let's kind of like your hometown football team versus your arch rival. Let's have that feel to it. So hopefully we can put together a Ego side, a Battle Zone side, and then maybe two neutral sides or something. So we want to see you out in full support in Collins in July. Till then, later guys. Watch wrestling.